Good morning, everyone. I'm Shweta Saxena. I'm your biology teacher. Today, we're going to discuss our first chapter of the biology, the living world. Okay, but before starting the chapter, I just want to give you some guidelines that makes your study makes your study more easier. Fine. What you have to do while I'm reading the chapter or I'll explaining you the topic, you have to listen to it very carefully. After completion of the topic, I'll attach one worksheet with you for you all. You all have to solve it by your own, and if you have any kind of queries regarding any topic, you can discuss with me in WhatsApp group. Fine. So let's start with our chapter, the diversity in the living world. Okay, children, do you know what is biology? Bio means life and logy means study. The study of life is called the biology. ठीक है? So we can say that biology is the science of life forms and the living process. What processes? Such as growth, reproduction, excretion, movement. These are the some processes which is done by the living organisms. Okay. So let's start our reading. Biology is the science of the life forms and the living process. The living world comprises an amazing diversity of the living organism. Means we have various types of species, we have various forms of animals, we have different types of groups which is present in our world. We have two major categories in our living world. First is the living and the second one is the non-living. Fine. Early man could easily perceive the difference between the inanimate matter and the living organisms. Early man defined some of the inanimate matter such as wind, sea, fire, etc. and some among animals and plants. A common feature of all such form of inanimate and animate object was a sense of awe or fear that they evoked. The description of living organisms, including human beings, began much later in the human history. So, I just want to tell you, I'll just give you the brief introduction of this paragraph. Diversity is the form of life on earth. It is very vast and has one major question. What indeed is life? Life क्या है? What indeed is life? In which the two major question against arises. First is the technical one, which says that what living is as opposed to the non-living. Means that what is the relationship between the living and the non-living, or the living one arises or coming from the non-living thing. Second one is the philosophical, that what is the purpose of the life is. Means what we are growing for, what we are going to do. Fine. So let's start with the what is living. The characteristics of we have living means to live. Fine. So the characteristics of livings are growth, reproduction, metabolism, cellular organization and the consciousness. We will discuss these categories one by one in a very descriptive manner. Fine. First, we'll read this paragraph. When we try to define living, we conventionally look for a distinctive characteristic exhibited by the living organisms such as growth, reproduction, ability to sense environment and mount a suitable response come to our mind immediately as unique feature of the living organism. If I'll tell you the word living, what you will think first? You will think that the living organism can move, can have the senses, they can sense the world around us, they have the power of reproduction, they can grow. ठीक है? These are the unique features which categorize anything as or distinguish between the living things and the non-living things. All living organisms grow, increase in their masses and increase in the number of individual. These are the twin characteristics of growth, a multicellular or a organism. These growth is occur by the cell division. In plant, this growth by cell division occurs continuously throughout their lifespan, and in animal this growth is seen only up to the certain age. So one major factor or one main thing which comes from this study is that if we talk about our first characteristic, growth, so the growth is the increase in the number of a cell. Just see it. The characteristic which have no exception. First, let's discuss about the defining property. The characteristics which do not have any kind of exception is called the defining property of life. Defining property of life includes the characteristics such as metabolism, cellular organization and consciousness, whereas growth and reproductions are considered as the non-defining property. Okay, let's discuss the growth. What is growth? Increase in mass or size of tissue or organism or its part is called the growth. It is permanent and the irreversible. The growth has two major types. First is the intrinsic growth and second one is the extrinsic growth. The growth from the inside of the body, the growth which takes place inside of the body of a living organisms are called the intrinsic growth, whereas the growth which occurs outside of the body of the organism is called the extrinsic growth. Now first let's discuss about the extrinsic growth. The extrinsic growth you will basically you will going to see in the non-living one. Now you will say कि non-living things तो cannot grow, but have you seen the mountains? Do you know how the soils are formed, how mountains are formed? They are formed because of the accumulation of the particles one over the other. So their sizes increases, and growth is when the size or height or anything increases, we called it as a growth. So they are the living thing, but they are not categorized under other categories, but the property of growth is there in them. That is why we have given them one category called the extensive growth. Okay, now move back to our first property, first type, that is intrinsic growth. So I have already told you the growth which occurs from the inside part of the body of a living organism is called the intrinsic growth. Growth that occurs throughout the lifespan is called there are two types of that growth occurs throughout the lifespan, and the second word, that growth occurs up to the certain age. The growth which occurs in throughout the lifespan, examples are the plants, and the growth which occurs up to the certain point of the age is we all can see in the animals. Fine. So what we have discussed from this, what we have learned from this paragraph, the first is growth. Growth is the increase in mass or size of tissue or organism or its parts. It is permanent and irreversible. It has two major types, intrinsic growth and extrinsic growth. The growth which is occur inside of the body of a living organism are called the intrinsic growth, whereas the growth which is occur outside of the body of the organism is called the extrinsic growth. In extrinsic growth, accumulation of material takes place and it is related to the for the non-living things, whereas in intrinsic growth it has two parts. The growth which is occurred throughout the lifespan, that is held in the plants, and the growth which occur up to the certain age, that is the animal. Okay, so let's come back to our first characteristic here, and we'll read the paragraph again. Yes. When we try to define living or conventionally look for the distinctive characteristics exhibited by the living organism, growth, reproduction, ability to sense environment and mount a suitable response to come to our mind immediately as a unique feature of the living organism. One can add a few more features such as metabolism, ability to self-replicate, self-organize, interact and emergence to this. Let us understand these factors. All living organisms growth, increases in mass and increase in number of individuals are the twin characteristics of the growth. Means there are the two main characteristics. First, increase in the mass, or second one is the increase in the number. Okay. That growth you are able to see in the multicellular organism. That is held due to the cell division. When the cell divides into two, that process we call the cell division. Fine. In plant, this growth is by cell division and it is occur continuously throughout the lifespan. But in animals, the growth is seen only up to the certain age. However, cell division occur only in certain tissues to replace the lost cells. Unicellular organisms also grows by the cell division. One can easily observe that in vitro cultures. What is in vitro culture? In vitro means artificial. When we are providing the artificial conditions, we called it the in vitro cultures. In laboratories, in vitro cultures, we are providing the artificial medium where we see the growth pattern of or observe the growth pattern of any organism if you want to see during experiments and all. Okay, so one can easily observe this in the in vitro cultures by simply counting the number of cells under the microscope. In majority of the high animals and plant, growth and reproduction are mutually exclusive event. One must remember that increase in the body mass is considered as the growth. Non-boulders and the sand mounds do also grow. That I have already told you. That will also come under the extensive growth. Okay. In living organism, growth is from inside. Growth therefore cannot be taken as the defining property